Hey there, hi, it's me, Stacey Lei, and of course I'm here with Miss Foxy Brown. Welcome to Mixed Format and thank you for joining me. Today's class is a combination of muscle building strength training exercises combined with a beautiful yoga flow. Now both sequences are pretty strong. It's going to take a little bit of strength and a little bit of courage to get through these sequences, but I know you can do it. My job is to guide you every step of the way. So here's what you'll need for today's class: a set of dumbbells, and I'd like you to place these dumbbells onto a chair and keep your chair right in the middle of your space. Place your chair on top of a carpet or a yoga mat. Halfway through the class, we'll be moving the chair and the dumbbells off to the side and using your mat for yoga. Now, I would suggest wearing your shoes at least for the first half of class, since we will be using our dumbbells. But if you'd like to take your shoes off for the second half, when we arrive at our yoga sequence, you're more than welcome to do that. Okay, now to get started. You can place your weights down, take your feet apart wide, inhale and sweep your arms overhead. Exhale and stretch your arms out to the side as you sweep down. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now bring your hands to your chest, interlace your fingers, and work deeply into the webbing between your fingers. Flip your hands inside out and stretch your hands. Flip your hands back and take your arms up overhead. Let's make some circles in the sky, moving your arms, your shoulders, your rib cage. Reverse your circles. Okay, separate your arms and draw your elbows back. I'd like you to give yourself a little upper back massage as you roll your shoulder blades together. Lead with your elbows as you do this. One more time. All right, reach your arms up overhead. Now pull one hand down so that your thumb is touching your shoulder, and now switch sides. You could tilt your chin up a little bit as if you're climbing a ladder. Let's have 4 more, and 3, and 2. Both hands come down. Bring your hands to your thighs, and you could step your feet in just a little bit and hinge forward, and then stand up. So you're hinging at your hips. Your hands are on your thighs, and you're bringing your tailbone back behind you, lengthening your spine. Let's have 2 more of these. Now hold your next one down. And then curl your tailbone underneath you and then lift it up. So you're tilting and lifting, scooping with your belly as you tilt under. You might feel a really nice, gentle stretch in your lower back as you do this. I sure do. Okay, let's keep a nice lengthened spine and then twist your shoulders from one side to the other side. Okay, come back to the center, please, and hinge your body up. Inhale and exhale. Now let's start with your feet about hip distance apart, and we'll start moving into our strength exercises. Bring your hands to your thighs and push off your thighs as you stand up. We're squatting and standing. So you might notice that the music that I'm using today is very relaxing, even though we're doing strength training exercises. I'd like you to work at a speed that feels perfect for you. Your movement should feel strong, powerful, and controlled. Abdominals are engaged, your shoulders are back, and you're using your arms just as much as you're using your legs to help push you up. Let's have just 2 more. Last time. Okay, let's walk over to your chair. You can pick your dumbbells up, and we're actually going to take a seat. Scoot towards the front of your chair, bring your feet together, and hinge your long spine forward. Now, you'll lift your elbows up and then bring your hands down in front of you. So the movement comes from your shoulders, but the position of your arms doesn't really change. You'll just keep a slight bend in your arms, and you're lifting up from your shoulders and strengthening the back of your shoulders. This exercise is so good for your posture. Let's have 2 more. Last one. For this next exercise, I'd like you to crisscross your dumbbells and hold them with one hand, in your left hand. Now, if that doesn't feel comfortable, then just place one dumbbell back behind you and work with just one dumbbell. Now turn towards the right side of the room. You could fold your right leg forward and extend your left leg out, and then pull up with your left arm. Remember, it's either 1 dumbbell or 2 dumbbells. The choice is yours. So you're drawing the weight up to your rib cage and lifting your elbow high. You could feel the muscles in your upper back doing this work. That's why we really did some nice upper back conditioning in your warm-up. Let's have 1 more of these, please. Okay, relax your weight down, turn towards me, take your legs wide and place your left elbow onto your left thigh. Now you might still have 2 dumbbells in your hands, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that you're doing some really strong weight work with your left arm. If this is too much weight, that's okay. You could simply place 1 dumbbell right behind you. Now your arm is supported on your thigh. Let's have 4 more of these. 2 more. Exhale. Exhale and relax. Now, you'll definitely need to put 1 dumbbell back behind you for this. Continue to hold 1 dumbbell in your left arm and then turn towards the right wall again. Lift your thumb towards the ceiling, your arm out to the side in line with your shoulder. So this is side, and then you'll lift front, and then you'll lift back. Side, front, and back, and side, and front, directly forward in front of you, and then right back behind you with a straight arm. Lift to the side, your thumb is up. Lift to the front, your thumb is up. And lift back, reach through your pinky fingers. Let's do this 1 more time. Side, then front, then back. Now hold. Tricep kickbacks. You'll keep your elbow in line with your shoulder. And you're strengthening and lengthening through your arm. So reach your fingertips back behind you. Exhaling and possibly holding on to the seat with your right hand. Let's just have 4 more of these. 3. Last one. Whew. It's a lot of work for the left arm, isn't it? Take your other weight in your hands. So now you've got 2 dumbbells, and please stand up. Bring your dumbbells to your shoulders. Squat and press. Squat and overhead press. Now your thumb should point back behind you. Your toes should be pointed forward towards me. And you're just hinging at the hips, leaning forward a little bit as you come down into your squat. Down and up. Now at any time, you can switch and just use single arms for this exercise. If 2 arms feels like a little bit too heavy for you, you get to decide. That's the benefit of working out from home. 3 more like this, please. 1 more. Okay, now bring the weights to your chest. Press your weights together and lift your elbows up. Take your feet wider and point your toes out. Now lift your left heel and pivot. And then lift your right heel and pivot. When you pivot, your foot slides along the floor and your heel stays lifted. Your entire leg turns from your foot all the way up through your thigh, and your knee comes along for the ride. Now start to make those twists a little bit deeper. So you're twisting towards the back of the room. Take your time. You could go slower than me if that feels better for you. Last one. Now pivot to the right and hold. Bring your weights down by your sides. 3 lunges. 3, 2, and 1. Now pivot to the left side of the room. Make sure your toes are pointed to the left wall. Lunge 3, 2, pivot your foot, pivot your left foot, turn to the right side, lunge 3 times. 2, shoulders back, chest up. Pivot, pivot your foot. Make sure that your toes are pointed towards the wall. Lunge 3, 2, and 1. Turn towards me. Now we'll take a seat again. Bring your left leg around so that you can face the left side of the room. And once again, you can crisscross your dumbbells or place one back behind you. The choice is yours. You can hold on to the seat if you like. Your back leg is nice and straight. And this is a slightly bent over row. You're drawing the weight up to your rib cage. Your elbow is wide to the side. And as you lift your weight, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. This is a really strong workout today, isn't it? But we're moving slowly. We're breathing deeply. Are you breathing deeply? 1 more row, please. Lower your weight down. Turn towards me. If you need to, you could place 1 dumbbell behind you. That's your choice. Lean on your knee. Bicep curls. So leaning on your knee is just for a little bit of support, especially if you're using 2 dumbbells. Be sure to straighten your arm all the way on the way down. Exhale as you curl your weight up. You didn't think I forgot about your right arm, did you? No, I gotcha. 2 more curls, please. This is 1 and this is 2. Now, place 1 weight back behind you. Turn towards the left side of the room again. Straighten your back leg. Thumb up. Lift the weight to your side and then to the front. Straight in front of you, and then back behind you. A long, straight arm. Side, then front, then back. And then side, thumb up. Do your best to keep your arms straight. And then reach your pinkies back behind you. Lift, and then front, and then back. 1 more set, okay? Lift out to the side, even with your shoulder, front and back behind you. Okay, now tricep extensions. Tuck your hand in, extend your arm out. Thumb to your shoulder, pinky towards the ceiling. In and out. Do your very best to keep your elbow in line with your shoulder. you should be feeling some strong work in your upper arm, your triceps. Just 3 more of these. And 2. Here's your last one. Fold your arm, lower your weight down. Pick up the weight behind you and please stand up. Weights by your sides. Take a wide step to your right, center, wide step to your left, center. Such a good combination of upper and lower body work today. This is the last of your strength training exercises. After this, we'll transition into yoga. It's going to feel so good. Big squat, big squat. Keep your toes pointed to the front, that's towards me. Sink your butt down low and then stand up tall. Let's have 4 and 3. This is your last one. Okay. Now I'd like you to take your weights over off to the side of the room. You could place them on the floor or a tabletop or a countertop. And then we'll take our chair and move our chair off to the side as well. Now, I'm going to take my shoes off. You can do the same. It's your decision. And when you've cleared your space, you'll be all ready for yoga. Bring your feet together, please, and stand tall. Inhale, reach up. This is the mountain pose. Open up your elbows wide and lift your chest. Cactus your arms. Inhale, reach up, the mountain pose. Bend your knees and sweep your arms forward. This is a gentle hip hinge. Straighten your legs, bend your legs, and stand tall. Let's do that again. Mountain pose. Cactus your arms, elbows wide, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Mountain pose. Sweep your arms forward, hip hinge. Straighten your legs, bend your legs, stand tall. Let's do that one more time. This is our sun salutation. Mountain pose, cactus arms, mountain pose. Hinge forward, hands to thighs. Straighten your legs, bend your legs, stand tall. Step your feet wide, hands on your heart. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Okay, now we'll continue to flow, but I'd like you to turn towards the side of your room. So you'll face the right side of your room, come to the front of your mat, and let's practice our sun salutation again, okay? Here we go, reach up, the mountain pose. Cactus your arms. Reach up, mountain pose. Hinge forward, hands on your thighs. Straighten. Bend your legs, stand tall. Now, chair pose. So bend your legs again. You're hinging at your hips. I'd like you to bring your hands together at your heart, elbows up, and this is called the twisted chair. You'll keep your knees squeezing together, but twist your body towards me or towards the left. Inhale and exhale. Return back to center. Place both hands on your right leg. Step back with your left leg. This is high lunge. Lower down, low lunge. Place both hands on the floor and then step back into a tabletop. So you're on your hands and your knees. Shift your weight forward a little bit so that your heart is in between your hands. Bend your elbows and lower down. And then flatten out your legs. Lengthen your legs. Place your forearms on the floor and reach your heart forward. This is our Sphinx pose. Let's stay here for a moment and just really stretch your abdominals and lengthen through your spine. A deep breath in and a long exhale. In this posture, I'd like you to press your shoulders down and lengthen your neck. If you feel too much compression in your lower back, you could try two things. Try taking your legs a little bit wider. You can also come down a little bit lower. Okay, push off your forearms and your hands. Push your body up. Keep your legs wide. Bring your toes together and sit back. Child's pose. Now you can simply relax your head down, or if it feels good to you, rest your head on your mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale a lot. Now, while you're in this posture, please flip your palms up so that your palms are wide open towards the ceiling and your thumbs pressed to the sides of the room. Inhale and exhale. Flip your palms down, please. Shift back to a tabletop posture and take your toes apart. Now fold your toes and hover your knees above the mat, and then press your hips up into the air for downward facing dog. So if you're watching me now, you can see that my knees are bent. You can stay here with your knees bent, or if it feels good to you, you could straighten your legs. Let's take a moment and try them both. Bend and straighten. And one more time, bend and straighten. Choose your favorite position, bent or straight. I'd like you to lift your right leg up off the ground. Ready? Right leg lifts up. Now bend your right leg and step your foot forward onto the mat. Take your time. You could bend your back leg and take a moment to scoot. That's very official. Scoot your foot into the middle of your space, and then walk both hands up to your right thigh. Once you feel stable, exhale and lift your knee up off the floor. High lunge. Pivot your back foot and open up to the warrior two. Bring your back hand to your back thigh. Peaceful warrior. Return to the warrior two. Cartwheel your arms to your front leg. Lift your back heel and pivot. Take a big step towards the front. Maybe you'll take 2 steps. I'll show you 2 steps. 1 step, 2 steps. And then sit down into chair pose. Hands to heart. Twisted chair to the left. That's towards me. Come back to center, please. Inhale, reach up, the mountain pose. Exhale your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale. Step your left foot back and turn towards me. Left hand on your heart, right hand on top of that. Can you feel your heart beating? I sure can. Deep breath in and a long exhale. I told you you'd need a little strength and a little bit of courage for this workout today. All right, let's turn towards the left side of the room. Step your feet together, and now we'll practice the series on the left. Inhale, reach up, the mountain pose. Cactus your arms out wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep your arms down to your thighs. Hip hinge. Straighten your legs. Bend your legs. Stand tall. A deep breath in. A long exhale. Bring your hands together at your heart. Elbows up high. Sit down chair pose. Twisted chair. This time you'll twist to your right. A deep breath in and a long exhale. Return back to the center. And this time step your right leg back behind you. And walk your hands down to the floor. Lower your back knee, low lunge. Step into tabletop. Here in tabletop, let's just take a moment to move through a very gentle cat and cow. You might remember we did this earlier. Tilting your tailbone under and stretching the muscles in your lower back. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more time. Stretch your lower back. Curl your tailbone. And then lift it up again. Now you could stay here on your knees, or you could come up to your toes. It's really your choice. 1 chaturanga will lower you down, all the way down to the floor. Separate your legs and tuck your forearms underneath your chest. Reach your heart forward. Press your shoulders down to the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale a lot. Lengthen your neck. And it might feel good for you to rock your hips a little bit from side to side. You decide if that feels good. If it doesn't, you don't have to rock. Flip your palms down, please. Push your body up, and then bring your toes together and sit back. Child's pose. Allow your hips to sink down towards your feet. And then lower your head down. It might touch the floor, it might not. Deep breath in, long exhale. And now please flip your palms up. This is such a nice stretch for your shoulders after all that strengthening work that we did earlier. Bring your hands flat to the ground. Please shift your weight forward, tabletop posture. Take your feet apart again and fold your toes. Exhale and engage your abdominals and hover your knees off the ground. Now shift your weight back, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Try bending your knees and straightening your legs. Do this 2 more times. Bend and straighten and bend. Last time, and straighten. And now soften, bend your knees and lift your left leg up this time. Left leg lifts up. Stretch it back behind you. And now draw your left knee in so that you can shift to lunge. Lower your back knee and take a moment to move your foot into the middle of your mat. Once your foot has arrived in the middle of your space, you could walk your hands up to your thigh. Lift up, high lunge. Now pivot your back foot so that you have warrior feet. 1 foot towards the side of the room, 1 foot towards me. Open up your arms. This is the warrior 2. Back hand on your back thigh, the peaceful warrior. Warrior 2. Big cartwheel arms come forward. Rest your hands on your front thigh. Lift your back heel up and pivot your foot. Let's take 2 little steps so that you can bring your feet together. A little step 1, a little step 2, and sit down chair pose. Your hands come to your heart, elbows high. Twist towards me, twisted chair. Return to center, please. Stay stand tall. Bring your hands together again. Step back with your right leg and pivot towards the front of the room. Nice wide stance. Place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on top of that. Whew, feel your heart beating. You did that. You should be so proud of yourself. Inhale and exhale. Relax your arms by your sides and roll your shoulders up and back. And now open your arms wide. Press your thumbs back behind you. Wrap your arms around your body and give yourself a little twisting hug. Open your arms wide, the opposite arm on top. A little twisting hug. Open your arms wide. Place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on top of that. You should notice that your heart rate has now lowered just a little bit. Say to yourself, self, I'm so proud of you for showing up today. You're a slightly different person than you were just 30 minutes ago, and you are moving in the right direction. You used your strength, your courage, and now look, you're standing tall with dignity. It was an honor and privilege to guide you today. I hope you had a good experience, and I look forward to guiding you next time.